Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wintercrest Park for CTN's live coverage of American Legion Baseball. It's the consolation win-back bracket as the number 4-seeded Coon Rapids Cardinals face the number 2-seed St. Francis team. From post 662, Joe Young flying solo behind home plate. Mark Manders digging in for post 334 to get things started against Wes Myers. Looks at a fastball up and in. It's 1-0. St. Francis, very up and down trip through the bracket so far. This one fouled off out of play. It's 1-1. They opened up having to come from behind against number 7 seed Park Center, or Brooklyn Park rather, and won it with a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the 7th. Fastball swung on and missed, and Myers ahead in the count 1-2. But then they faced the number 3 seed and gave up 15 runs down and away, evens the count 2-2. Gave up 15 runs and a 15-6 loss to Fridley Gold. Fridley has put up 26 runs in the first 2 games of the tournament, and they are one of the final 2 teams remaining undefeated. So when foul out of play, it'll stay 2-2. Number 1 seed from St. Michael beating Spring Lake Park in their only contest so far, won 4-1. So they will face Fridley Gold in the last 2 undefeated teams in the double elimination tournament. That's a called third strike. Manders dejectedly turns and walks back to the dugout. A good curveball from Wes Myers, able to clip the zone and freeze the batter. And a good start for the St. Francis squad, and that is talking to Coon Rapids coach Matt Mossy. The one benefit to having lost round 1 to get to this point is they have only played 1 game in the tournament, where St. Francis has played 2. And obviously, when you get into these tournaments, the pitching depth becomes paramount. This is Mason Myrie, the center fielder. Or sorry, right fielder. McCullough playing in center field. The 1-1 pitch for Myers is down low on the fastball, 2-1. Coon Rapids team saw a left-hander that threw slow and big hooking curveball. Fastball clips the outside edge on Myrie and evens the count 2-2. So to see Myers, he comes with a bit of velocity to his pitches. A little bit different than what they saw. Hopefully for them, they can time it out a little bit better. Breaking pitch catches the inside edge, and back-to-back punch-outs. A perfect start for Wes Myers. And that'll bring up Zach White. White will be playing behind the plate today. We saw him at third base on Wednesday, where he had kind of a tough time in the field. He did have a couple of hits at the plate. Hoping to start a rally here in the top of the first inning. Checks a swing on a fastball high. It's 1-0. Good mix of the pitches early on from Wes Myers. Throws a lot of fastballs, but we've seen a changeup and a curve. That fastball over-gripped in the dirt, bounces to the backstop, 2-0. And in today's heat, obviously the winner today will turn around and play again. This one singled into left field, a solid line drive for Zach White with 2 away. The winner will move on and play again right away on the other field, on the east field. Blaine and Spring Lake Park over there currently playing. And the winner there will welcome the winner from this field. And then later tonight, the 2 teams that remain undefeated will take the field here. This one hit high to short right field, and easy play for Aaron Smith. Didn't have to move too much, just waited for it to come down. And that is out number 3. So 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. After half an inning, no score. You're watching American Legion Sub-State Tournament on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, the playback side of the Division I Sub-State number 9 bracket. Bottom half of the first inning, no score. Tommy Dutton getting the start for Coon Rapids Post 334. Chase Patton, the St. Francis shortstop, will lead off. Takes a pitch up high, 1-0. Team from St. Francis can definitely get the bats going. This one ripped foul and out of play, as Patton got a round on it a little bit early. They've scored 18 runs, a 12-9 win, and then a 15-6 loss in yesterday's contest. Went up after a pitch up around the eyeballs and fouls it to the backstop 1-2, and now Dutton in a good spot on the hill. Manager Jake Scardili feeling pretty good about the way the bats have been. He said, as long as we can keep slugging, we'll have a good chance. Curveball rolled slowly to Manders, barehands it, throws it to right in time for out number 1. Big difference in the velocity between the fastball and the curveball from Dutton. And Patton not able to get a lot on it, nearly beat it out because it rolled so slowly through the infield. But a solid play by Manders, barehanding it and getting it over to Patrick Wright at first base for out number 1. That'll bring up the St. Francis third baseman, Logan Granroth. Curveball in for a called strike. Ducked away, thought that was coming for him, but instead breaks in and gets that inside corner. We saw the St. Francis pitcher, Wes Myers, breaking curveballs off for called strikes. This one hit well to left field. Waiting on it is Jaden Kopp. Ranges to his right to make the catch for out number 2. So 2 pretty quick outs for Dutton and Post 334 here in the bottom half of the first inning. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Aaron Smith. 2 Aaron Smiths in the lineup for St. Francis. Number 33, the right fielder. On the roster is Aaron Smith Sr. Fastball misses high, 1-0. Dutton dealing quickly. Now misses low, and it's 2-0. Heat could be a factor, especially for our pitchers. And again, the winner gets a second game today, so want to get as much length out of their starting pitchers as possible in hopes of saving some arms for a second game this afternoon, trying to get their way back to tomorrow's games. This one will stay in play, but no chance for Novak to get there from third base. It's 2-2. Swung on and missed, and Dutton gets him 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the first inning. We go to the second. There's no score between Coon Rapids and St. Francis. You're watching American Legion Baseball on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, American Legion Sub-State Tournament. Number 2 St. Francis and number 4 seed Coon Rapids. Trying to keep their seasons alive. Wes Myers on the hill for St. Francis, starting his second inning of work. Facing Zach Novak, the third baseman for Post 334. Fastball in to call strike. 1-1. Myers opened the first inning with a pair of back-to-back punch-out strikeouts. Gave up one hit. Left that runner stranded. This one chopped on the right side. Myers goes a long way, throws from his back foot, not in time. That's a 25-foot infield single for Zach Novak. It's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it too. And Myers did everything he could to get off the hill and try and throw with some velocity on it, but just where it was pretty much a swinging bunt for Zach Novak. He got down the line quickly, beat it out. And a leadoff single will mean a man on with nobody out for Patrick Wright. Wright getting this start at first base this afternoon. He's got some power, looks at a letter high strike, 0-1. Came in the late innings on Wednesday's first round. A 6-2 loss for Coon Rapids at the hands of Spring Lake Park. That pitch misses low. It's 1-1. Novak, a very conservative lead over at first base. Myers takes a look at him and now comes set. Up and in, makes it 2-1. This one hit through the hole on the left side, back-to-back singles to start the inning for Coon Rapids, and they get a little something cooking here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up Jaden Kopp. Kopp out in left field to start today. Had a fantastic high school season, but the bat's been a little cold here during the summer months, so it'd be a good time for him to come through with a big knock. Good speed at second base with Novak there in scoring position. Shows bunt and bunts it back foul and out of play. Saw Spring Lake Park in that game on Wednesday, that first round. They were very happy playing small ball, trying to lay down bunts and move runners. Kopp shows it again, and again bunts it foul to the backstop, and that'll take the bunt out of play at 0-2. Both of those pitches up high. I'm not sure they would have been called strikes had he pulled them back, but just got the bottom part of the ball on both bunt attempts, and now 0-2. Myers fires a fastball past a big swing, gets his third strikeout in just 7 batters to start his outing. And that's a big first out with 2 runners on. Brings up second baseman Garrett Rotzine. Off-speed pitch, dives down low, 1-0. Maybe a little bit of a cutter or a slider as it had some definite movement to it. And considerably slower than his fastball. There's the fastball right down the pipe to even the count 1-1. So early on, we've seen a couple of different breaking pitches from Wes Myers, a strong fastball that he's going to rely on. I'm sure he's mixing in a curveball or a changeup every now and then as well. That one misses down and away. Two 2-1 pitch. Myers pulls the string, hits slowly to short. Patton to Smith for the force at second. Rotzine on with a fielder's choice. Novak moves over to third base. Runners at the corners with 2 away. And now the number 9 hitter Colin McCullough will try and help the Rapid squad cash in on those two singles they started the inning with. Breaking pitch misses outside, 1-0. Fastball hit high to short right field. Ranging to his right is Smith Sr. He has the catch for out number 3. Coon Rapids a couple of hits. Leave runners stranded at the corners. No score as we head to the bottom of the half of the second inning on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, American Legion Sub-State Tournament. These two teams hoping to play a second game later this afternoon. First pitch of this bottom half of the second inning, Ethan Roberts hits a rope back through the middle, a leadoff single, first hit of the ball game for the St. Francis squad. Got a fastball just about belly button high, and he smoked it back through the middle. That'll bring up the catcher, Cam Hughesby. That pitch way up high, easy take, 1-0. So the first baseman, Ethan Roberts, standing at first base with the first hit of the game for St. Francis. Cam Hughesby trying to move him around. That pitch didn't miss by much, but gets Hughesby ahead in the count, 2-0. Tommy Dutton, a pretty efficient first inning, got 3 outs on just 11 pitches, including 1 strikeout. That one way up out of the zone. And this will be his first time with a 3-ball count. After a leadoff single on the first pitch of the inning, in danger of giving up a 4-pitch walk. And that's exactly what he does. So 2 on with nobody out for St. Francis. Coon Rapids was able to put a couple of runners on without an out in the top half of the second inning, but unable to convert. Now the pitcher, Wes Myers, a great opportunity to help his own cause with Roberts at first and Hughesby at first and Roberts at second. Looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1. That one in the dirt. White able to stop it up, make sure that the runners don't have an opportunity to advance. 1-1 the count to Wes Myers. Pitch misses inside, 2-1. Off speed pitch, fouled back, out of play, evens the count, 2-2. Myers trying to help his own cause, 2 on, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Hits this one on a line right to Manders. He grabs it, tags the bag, and unassisted double play. That's a huge turn of events for Coon Rapids post 3-3-4. Roberts had absolutely no chance. He did break towards third, but even if he hadn't, he would have had no chance to try and get back. Dutton delivering to Dylan Haney, and that one way high. Good job getting up and snaring it by Zach White. Make sure that they keep Hughesby, the runner, at first. That pitch in for a strike at the knees to even it up, 1-1. Off-speed pitch outside, 2-1. This one hit well toward left field. Kopp racing in, makes the catch to end the inning. So one hit, one left, still no score after 2 innings. You're watching American Legion Baseball on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, top of the order, due up for Coon Rapids here in the top of the 3rd inning. Both teams getting their first 2 guys on base in the 2nd, but neither able to get them around. Big double play turned by the Coon Rapids shortstop in that bottom half of the 2nd inning, and now Mark Manders gets to lead off here in the 3rd against Wes Myers. He was called out on strikes his first time up. This one rolled and will get foul as he just got a piece of it. I think several Coon Rapids hitters, especially Manders and Myrie, who lead off the order, both punched out on that curveball by Myers. Now a second look. Have a little bit better idea what they're watching for. That pitch upstairs evens the count, 1-1. This one foul and out of play. Myrie staying in control on the hill, heading the count 1-2. Coon Rapids needs to get the bats going. Just 2 runs scored in their opening game of the tournament, both in the same inning. Curveball again freezes Manders, and he's struck out for the 2nd time this afternoon. 4th strikeout already for Wes Myers. And now 3 of those 4 have been on called 3rd strikes, thanks to his breaking pitch. And now Mason Myrie, also a strikeout victim first time up. First pitch fastball, foul and out of play down the right field line. And then the curveball swung on and missed, and Myers with the pitcher's count 0-2. Goes back to the fastball, gets a swinging strike 3. And he is racking up the Ks early in this ball game. 8 outs into the game, he's got 5 strikeouts. Now Zach White, he singled his first time up. Solid line drive to short left field. First pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. Myers throwing in the dirt again. Can't say he's necessarily concerned, but I'm sure he's aware that White barreled up the first strike that he saw in his first at bat. It was on a 2-0 count, and that 2-0 pitch is a curveball that didn't break as White ducks away from it and gets himself to a 3-0 count. And with 2 away here in the top of the 3rd inning, I would not be at all surprised to see him with a green light here. And he has the power, potential to go deep, and he is green lighted. Got around on it early, though, and forced it foul down the left field line. Made really good contact, hit it a long way, but out in front of it. 3-1 pitch, hitter's count. And this one barreled up as well, but again, White out in front of it. It's well foul out of play, and now a full count as Myers tries to battle all the way back. Myers trying to get his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. 3-2 pitch is down low, ball 4. And it won't happen here in the third. And White has reached both times he's come to the plate, and now Tommy Dutton, the Coon Rapids pitcher, an opportunity to help his own cause. He hit the first pitch he saw, and he hit it pretty well out to right field, but right at Aaron Smith for the final out back in the first inning. Of course, Myers in the bottom half of the second inning, a line driver right at short. This one grounded on a hop to Patton at short. He flips to Aaron Smith covering the bag at second, and they get the third out. So one left for Coon Rapids, still no score after 2.5 innings. You're watching American Legion Sub-State Baseball on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, the host site for Division I Sub-State number 9 American Legion baseball bracket. This is the consolation or playback side of the bracket. These two teams know that it's win or the season's over. The winner will play in a second game against the winner of Spring Lake Park and Blaine over on the east field behind us. But so far, no score as we start the bottom of the third inning. This is the second baseman, Aaron Smith. And Tommy Dutton misses low with 3 in a row. And behind in the count, 3-0. He's only been to one other 3-ball count. It was a 4-pitch walk to the catcher, Cam Huseby, in the second inning. Throws that one right down the pipe, and Smith taking all the way. (3-1), swung on and missed. And Dutton able to get back to a full count, trying to come all the way back. The 8-9 hitters before going back to the top of the order. 3-2 pitch is up high, and it's a walk for Aaron Smith to lead it off. So second walk of the ball game for Dutton. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, center fielder Colin Dellis. And Dellis looks at one outside, 1-0. Dutton will throw over and check Smith back to the bag at first. He slides in safely. Pitch is up and in, easy take for Dellis as he leans back out of the way. And Dutton with a little bit of trouble finding his rhythm here in the bottom of the third. Up high again, 3-0. Back-to-back inning, or back-to-back batters where Dutton has fallen behind 3-0. He was able to get back to a full count against Smith before giving up the walk. Catcher Zach White out to try and settle his pitcher a bit. St. Francis able to get their first 2 men on in the second inning, but then a line drive into a double play helped Coon Rapids end it with no damage done. Dutton just to get me over, changeup in there for a strike. Pretty confident Dellis would be taking it all the way with a man at first and nobody out. 3-1 pitch. Misses low. And the throw down is not in time, but it didn't matter as it was ball 4 and back-to-back walks to the 8 and 9 hitters. And St. Francis with an opportunity going back to the top of their order with a couple of men on. And here comes Coach Matt Mossy out to talk to his pitcher and his whole infield. They are definitely aware that this is a St. Francis team that can do some damage at the plate. 12 runs scored in their win in round 1, 6 runs scored in their loss in round 2. So you definitely don't want to give them anything for free. Shortstop Chase Patton will be coming to the plate. His first time up, leading off the bottom of the first. He rolled one slowly to short that Manders made a good play on with a bare hand. We'll see if Coach Scardilli wants to play a little small ball and asks his shortstop to drop down a bunt, move some runners. Did not turn, instead looks at a pitch for a strike, 0-1. Manders bluffing behind Aaron Smith at second base, trying to get to his head a little bit, make sure he's not getting too far off of that bag. Swung on and got a piece of it. But Patton now behind in the count, 0-2. Post 3-3-4, hoping that little meeting on the mound helps settle their young pitcher. Help him get out of a little bit of a jam here. This one skied, will stay in play wide of third. Underneath it is Novak. He makes the catch easily for out number 1. And now a ground ball could get him out of the jam after back-to-back walks to start the inning. Third baseman Logan Granroth. Fly ball to center field his first time up. Now with 2 on, 1 out. Looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1. And so far out of that meeting on the mound, Dutton throwing nothing but strikes. Trying to get his team back to the dugout in a scoreless game. Another fastball. Granroth skies it to short right center. It'll be McCullough making the catch from center field. And there's 2 down. Just got under it a little bit, and both Myrie and McCullough were there. So really no chance, and nowhere near deep enough for Smith to try and think about tagging and advancing to third. And so now it's the other Aaron Smith coming to try and make those walks hurt this Coon Rapids squad. Smith went down swinging his first time up. This one skied again to short center field. McCullough underneath it. Has it measured for out number 3. So after back-to-back walks, Dutton able to get 3 outs on just 6 pitches, all relatively easy outs. So we go to the 4th. Still no score between Coon Rapids and St. Francis on CTF. Back at Wintercrest Park, American Legion Sub-State Tournament. Top of the 4th inning between Coon Rapids and St. Francis. No score. Both pitchers looking pretty solid. Wes Myers, 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. And just 1 walk. He has given up 3 hits. Coon Rapids' Tommy Dutton has given up 3 walks, but just 1 hit through 3 innings. This is Zach Novak. Staying patient and getting ahead in the count, 3-0. Just the second time, or second time that Myers has been to a 3-ball count. Novak watching all the way. Belt high strike makes it 3-1. This one chopped on the left side, scooped up by Patton. It's short. The throw across to Roberts in time, and there's one down. So 5 strikeouts and a lot of routine outs for St. Francis. Myers has done a really nice job. Coon Rapids did get a runner over to third base in the second inning. But they left that man stranded. Patrick Wright also a single his first time up. And that pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Pitch up high, pretty easy take. The pitch counts are pretty similar too. Myers with 46 pitches through 3 innings and Dutton with 42. That one well inside, 2-1. We've seen Myers, he does have a couple of different breaking pitches. Blows the fastball by him right there, though, to get ahead in or get even in the count at 2-2. One that looks like more of a straight drop curveball, and one that breaks away from the right-handed hitters, a little bit of a slider or a cutter. And there's the curveball to get a swinging strike 3, 6th strikeout of the game for Myers. So he's getting more than half of the outs at the plate. Jaden Kopp struck out on 3 pitches. The first 2 were bunt attempts that went foul. This one hit well to right. Aaron Smith, the elder, backing off to his left, makes the catch. And the first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon for Myers on the hill means his team's back in the plate. Bottom of the 4th inning with no score. That's next on CTN. Back at Wintercrest, still no score as we get to the 4th inning. In a pitcher's duel so far, but that's how it was for Coon Rapids in their opening game of this tournament. There were no hits on either side of the ledger through 3 innings, and then the scoring opened up in the 4th. Ethan Roberts has the lone hit for St. Francis so far. This one skied behind third base. Kopp, a long run, but it'll be Manders way out into the outfield to make the catch for out number 1. I mean, that one just drifted a lot further than I think anyone expected, myself included. It looked like a straight pop-up just behind third base, and it just kept carrying, but Manders able to get on his horse, cover a lot of territory, and make the catch just inside the foul line. Great curveball there from Tommy Dutton, and it's strike 1 against Cam Huseby. It's the first strike that Huseby's seen. He walked on 4 pitches back in the 2nd inning. Another curveball, another strike. It's 0-2. And Dutton, when he's feeling it, will work quickly, gets into that rhythm, and he likes to just get back on the rubber and throw the next pitch. Struggled a little bit with back-to-back walks to start the bottom half of the 3rd inning, but then came back and got the 3 outs he needed on the next 6 pitches. That one just misses outside, and the count is even at 2-2. Huseby, the catcher for St. Francis. Curveball hit high to right field. Long run for Myrie, but he's there in time for out number 2. Myrie was shading him a little bit to center, and that one hit pretty much straight down the line. Just a light breeze kind of blowing out to left field. may have helped hang that ball up long enough, but Myrie's got good wheels out there, and he was able to make up the distance and make the catch look easy. Now the pitcher, Wes Myers, looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Myers really smoked a pitch in his first at bat, but he fired it right at Mark Manders at short, and the line drive to Manders led to an unassisted double play. Now a miss outside makes it 2-1. The later this goes with no score, the more important each run will become. This one fouled to the backstop, and will even it up at 2-2. Again, Coon Rapids just 2 runs in their one game in this tournament. They lost 6-2 to Spring Lake Park, but 16 runs in 2 games for the St. Francis team, and that one hit him. And Myers will hustle down to first base. Got him in on the ankle as he tried to jump and get out of the way. And Dutton loses him after getting ahead in the count and getting it to a 2-2 count. And now Dylan Haney with a fly ball to left field, looks at an off-speed pitch that's called the strike, 0-1. Curveball missed. Throwdown is in time. Zach White to Garrett Rotzine. Myers caught stealing to end this 4th inning. There's no score still as we head to the 5th on CTN. Back at Wintercrest, no score as we start the 5th inning. Wes Myers reached on a hit by pitch with 2 outs and then gunned down trying to steal second base. A great throw from Zach White. Garrett Rotzine there to apply the tag, and Rotzine will lead off this top half of the 5th inning. Pitch misses outside, 1-0. Update on the score behind us. Spring Lake Park up 10-0 over Blaine in the 5th inning, so they may be ending that one early. And the winner of that game will await the winner of this game to be played yet this evening. And the winner of that game will survive to get to tomorrow's semifinal round. Later on this field, the 2 teams yet to be defeated in this double elimination tournament. The top seed from St. Michael and the number 3 seed from Fridley that has scored 26 runs in 2 games. 3-0 pitch clips the inside edge for Rotzine, makes it 3-1. Rotzine reached on a fielder's choice, ground ball to shortstop, first time up. This one fouled out of play, and it'll be 3-2. So far, a clean game, no errors on either side. Coon Rapids has 3 hits to St. Francis's 1. But 6 strikeouts so far in the outing for Wes Myers. He'll throw another full count pitch to Rotzine here, and it's outside, ball 4. Just the second walk that he's allowed. And it's to the leadoff man. Myers has only gotten through the order 1, 2, 3 in 1 inning. That was in the 4th. And now Colin McCullough. Fly ball to right field, pretty much hit right at Aaron Smith. That was back in the 2nd inning. Now with No out, a runner at first base. Curveball is up and in. Rothstein was off. The throw is in time, and Rothstein caught stealing. Good throw from Huseby. And only one pitch with a runner on base. Now McCullough looks at a fastball down low, 2-0. Fastball chopped and slowly rolled back to the pitcher, but that's ruled a foul ball. Otherwise, it would have been a pretty easy play for Myers to get it over to Roberts at first base for the second out. Fastball fouled out of play, 2-2. Temperature in the mid-90s this afternoon. Neither pitcher showing any signs of fatigue so far, and that one got him. They're going to say he stuck his arm out, so it'll be a foul ball instead of a hit by pitch. Coach Mossy wants an explanation. Mossy arguing that it was a defensive move to protect his body and not going to win that argument. And so Myers, kind of a fortunate bounce after walking the leadoff man to get the caught stealing, and then that one hit the batter, but ruled that the batter moved into the path of the ball. So prevents him from giving up another free base. 2-2 will try again. This one in off the hands and fouled, and will get out of play down the third base line. Long run for Granroth, but not enough room over there. We'll try again at 2-2. Pitch is down low, ball 4. I thought it was 2-2, apparently not. It was 3-2. And back-to-back walks, and how big is that caught stealing now? Had Coon Rapids been a little more patient, would have had 2 on, nobody out as they got back to the top of the order. Mark Manders, 0 for 2, has struck out twice, both times on called third strikes, both on that curveball from pitcher Wes Myers. Fastball down in the dirt. Huseby had a little trouble finding it, and that allows McCullough to move over to second base. So now a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Mark Manders. Fastball in the dirt. Good stop by Huseby. Make sure not to give up another free base. Myers taking a little more time now with the runner in scoring position. 1 out. That pitch up high. 3-0. Myers, who has been cruising so well through the first 4 innings, now has yet to retire a batter That is ball 4, his second walk. Third walk allowed here in 3 batters, and that's going to bring head coach Jake Scardilli out of the dugout to try and settle his guy. Had just 1 walk through the first 4 innings, now 3 in a row. Were it not for the caught stealing, this would be a full bases and nobody out situation. As it is, the jam not quite that sticky with runners at first and second and 1 away. Mason Myrie will be coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2, also has struck out in both of his at-bats against Myers. Catcher Zach White is on deck. He's reached base both times, a single and a walk. Myers adjusting the ball cap and ready to dig back in on the hill against Mason Myrie. Post 334 squad has had runners on base in almost every inning, have yet to do anything with them. This one hit high and pretty deep to right. Smith waiting on it, makes the catch. Tagging and going are both runners, and both will advance as the throw went past second base. So both runners advance on the fly ball out, but there's 2 away now. Not sure where Smith was throwing it to, but Manders, a heads-up base runner, tagged it and saw that throw not, nobody covering the bag at second, so he tagged and went, and he's in there safely. There was no chance they were going to get McCullough. Zach White hits it high to left field, backing off is Haney. He's got room. He makes the catch and ends the threat. So we will go to the bottom half of the 5th inning with no score. You're watching American Legion Tournament Baseball on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, bottom half of the 5th inning, no score between Coon Rapids and St. Francis. The winner will stay alive in the double elimination tournament and play another game here this evening. Dylan Haney was at the plate when Myers was thrown out trying to steal second base. Fouls off a curveball on the first pitch from Dutton. Haney made the catch that ended the top half of the inning, now leads off the bottom half here in the 5th. Swings over the top of that curveball, and it's 0-2. Good spot for Tommy Dutton to be in. Fastball missed outside. Skipped away from the catcher, Zach White. So we'll get a new baseball. Dutton still in control with a 1-2 count. Fastball just off the outside edge to even it up. Curveball swung on and missed. Just the second strikeout of the ballgame for Tommy Dutton so far. But it eliminates the leadoff man here in the 5th. Bottom 3rd of the order due up. Second baseman Aaron Smith, not to be confused with right fielder Aaron Smith. Stands in, takes one down and in, 1-0. This Aaron Smith with a walk. First time up back in the third inning. This one hit between third and short. Little slap single for the second baseman. Just the second hit allowed by Dutton here in the fifth inning. Didn't get a lot of velocity on it, but found the hole. So one on and one out for Colin Dellis. Also able to earn his way on with a walk. Looks for the fastball for a strike, 0-1. Off speed pitch in for a strike, 0-2. Check the runner, and Smith dives back safely. Oh, 2 pitch is a curveball that doesn't break. Easy take for Dellis, up and in, 1-2. Smith, not a huge lead over at first, especially after being checked on. That's a curveball swung on and missed, and 2 strikeouts in the inning for Tommy Dutton. But this gets St. Francis back to the top of the order. Chase Patton 0 for 2. Slow roller to short in the first, and then a pop-up down the left field line that was snagged by the shortstop. This one hit into left field. Could be trouble, but almost the exact same spot. And again, great range for Mark Manders at short to get there and make the catch. One hit, one left. Still no score. We go to the 6th inning on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, CTN's live coverage of American Legion Tournament Baseball. Playback side of the bracket. It's win or the season's over. The winner will play a second game this evening. So far, the pitcher's in control. Wes Myers facing his opposite number, Tommy Dutton. Dutton is going to ground this one back through the middle for a leadoff single. Trying to help his own cause, gets the leadoff man on base. Coon Rapids has been able to get runners on base every inning except one to this point. Unable to do anything with them. Now Myers will look in at Zach Novak. Novak 1 for 2 this afternoon, had a single in his first at bat. High fly to short center field. Coming in is Dellis. He'll make the catch, and there's one down. When he has not struck guys out, Myers has made the hitters hit into pretty routine plays for his defense. His defense has not made anything stellar to get the other outs. Still just 4 hits for Coon Rapids, including the leadoff single here by Dutton in the top of the 6th. Patrick Wright ducks away from a curveball that was refusing to break and coming right at his head. That one came in and got him. So that'll put 2 runners on with only 1 out. Bring up Jaden Kopp. We talked about it the last couple of games. Just hasn't found the hitting rhythm he had all through the high school season. And now would be a glorious time with 2 on and 1 out for him to come through with a big bat. Pitch outside, 1-0. Kopp 0 for 2. Strikeout and a flyout. That one's inside, 2-0. This one hit hard through the left side. They're going to wave home Dutton. Nope, now they're going to hold him. As Haney got to it quickly and got it back to the infield. But a single by Kopp loads him up with only 1 away. That'll bring up Garrett Rothstein. Rothstein 0 for 1 with a walk. And they're going to talk to Myers. And again, with a potential second game today, you want those starters to go as long as possible. So we'll see if they think about leaving Myers out there with the bases loaded. He has definitely, over the last couple of innings, struggled a little bit more than he did the first 4, which is to be expected when your pitch count is getting up into the mid to high 70s and the temperature is in the mid 90s. A chance for a meeting at the hill with the entire infield, talk about what they're going to do. With the 8 and 9 hitters due up here, I would somewhat expect to see the corner infielders in and the middle infielders playing at double play depth. Try and cut down Dutton before he can get to the plate, if possible, but we will wait and see. It looks like Granroth is not all the way in on the grass. He's about 2 steps into the dirt. Right on the grass over at first is Roberts. And a good breaking pitch in for a strike to Garrett Rothstein. Rothstein has reached both times, a fielder's choice in the second and then a walk in the 5th, and then he was caught stealing. Now with bases loaded and 1 out, that pitch in the dirt, a huge stop by Hughesby. A lot of foul room here. If he gets by him, it's definitely going to bring Dutton in from third. Curveball broke in the right place, froze Rothstein, and gets Myers ahead in the count 1-2. Coon Rapids left 2 runners stranded in scoring position in the 5th. This one fired back out of play. They've left 6 runners stranded through the first 5 innings. Now they have the bases loaded and only 1 out. Umpire timeout to clean off the plate. Break the tension a little bit as well. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Down low, it gets away, but not far enough for Dutton to try to come home. He's be able to get at least enough of it that it deadened it. He got maybe 10 feet, 15 feet away toward the dugout. Now a 2-2 count. This one skied in the infield. That'll be an infield fly. The batter is out. as it's caught by Smith at short. That's a huge second out. Tyler Donnell will dig in. His first at bat, and it's a pressure at bat. Looks to a fastball off the outside edge. This one hit high to left center, long run. And the two fielders run into one another, but the catch is made by Haney to end the threat, and Coon Rapids leaves the bases juiced in the top of the sixth. We go to the bottom half. Still no score. You're watching American Legion Tournament Baseball on CTN. Back at Whittercrest, we start at the bottom half of the sixth inning with no score. Logan Granross leading off for St. Francis. He's 0 for 2, a pair of fly balls out to center field. Curveball missed high, another curveball missed high as well as Granross ducks under it. Fastball swung on and missed. Dutton misses high with the fastball again. It's 3-1. Finds the zone there, keeps the at bat alive. A full count now to Granross. Granross's longest at bat, both of his at bats had been just 2 pitches before this. Went down and got that curveball, and he dumps a soft single into center field in front of Colin McCullough. Leadoff single, just the 3rd hit of the game for St. Francis. That'll bring up the right fielder, Aaron Smith. 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly ball. Fastball misses, 1-0. This one hits sharply to Rotzine, flips to Manders for 1. The throw in time, 4-6-3 double play erases that leadoff single. Second double play turned by the Coon Rapids defense this afternoon. And that one just tailor-made. It got to Rotzine on a single hop, flipped it to Manders, dragged his foot across the bag, and the throw over to right in plenty of time. And now Ethan Roberts, who's 1 for 2. And he's adding the count 2-0. Certainly can't see from here for sure, but I'm going to assume that Donnell now out in center in replace of McCullough. Be replaced in the batting order in the top half of this inning. And now a 3-0 count to Ethan Roberts with 2 out. That pitch finds the zone. 3-1. Fastball misses low, and ball 4. It's the 4th walk issued by Tommy Dutton, and that's going to bring Coach Mossy in from the dugout. And again, the same scenario we saw in the top half of the inning when they had a meeting on the mound is you want that starter to go as long as possible, knowing that you could have another game right after this and hoping that you're still playing again tomorrow. You need to manage your pitching staff as best you can. Done now at 80 pitches, I believe, but they're going to leave him out there. '81, if my math is correct. So it started with a single, then a double play, now a walk. Gets Cam Huseby to the dish. First pitch hit out into right, and it got past. That's Donnell out in right, so it's Myrie now in center. Rounding and coming for the plate, sliding in safely is Ethan Roberts. He scores all the way from first. And I think they're going to consider that a hit and an error on the right fielder for letting it get by him. But that is a huge run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And great hustle from Ethan Roberts. Huseby standing at second base. Did not put an error on the board, but that's one that Donnell's got to keep in front of him. If he keeps him in front of him, it's probably only a single. And the runner may have gotten to third. Wes Myers, the beneficiary who is pitching for St. Francis, trying to help his cause further with a runner at second base. And 2 away, fouls this one off and is behind in the count 0-2. And now they do put it in as an error. So Huseby will get a single, no RBI. And the error will score the run. Huseby advances to second on the error, and Roberts gets at least home base on the error, if not third and home base. 1-2 pitch, down in the dirt, skips away from White all the way to the backstop, and Huseby easily over to third base on the wild pitch. Count goes 2-2. See no work in the bullpen for St. Francis, so we'll see if they just try and let Myers finish it out. He's been solid through 6 innings. This one fouling out of play. And I suppose that could depend on whether they're able to get Huseby home and have a little more cushion. Pitch misses high and a full count. Three-two pitch is down and in, and a walk for Myers. Myers reached on a hit by pitch in the 4th inning, but then was thrown out trying to steal. I don't know that White would throw down in this situation with a runner at third. So we'll see if they're aggressive with Myers at second and try the double steal. Nate Kuznia. Will dig in his first at bat, replacing Dylan Haney, who had gone 0 for 2. He comes up with runners at the corners and 2 away. Looks at a slider for a strike, 0-1. Myers showed no indication that he's trying to steal and get himself into scoring position. This one fouled out of play. And Dutton ahead, and they count 0-2. First error of the ball game, and it leads to the first run. Great looking curveball right there. Froze Kuznia for strike 3. But that error costs Coon Rapids the run. 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left in the inning. But a huge run scores, and St. Francis a chance to end the Coon Rapids season. Coon Rapids needs 1 in the top of the 7th. That's next on CTN. Back at Wintercrest Park, top of the order, due up in the top of the 7th inning for Coon Rapids, and they need at least 1. St. Francis finally breaking through a scoreless game, scoring on an error in right field. After a leadoff single, and then they got a 4-6-3 double play. Manders, solid single into left to get things started and get the tying run on base for Coon Rapids. Start this 7th inning. It'll bring up Mason Myrie. He's 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. Shows bunt, drops down a good one toward first base. It's overrun by the pitcher, and everybody is safe. Myers tried to scoop it up with his glove, and he overran it. And so it should be credited as a sacrifice for Myrie, but he reaches on the error. And now the go-ahead run is on base. The tying run is in scoring position. And now Zach White, who is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. They got good speed with Manders at second. That pitch way up high, 1-0. And pretty good speed from Myrie at first. So a shot to the gap here, which White certainly has the power to do, could put Coon Rapids right in front. But goal number 1 is just to get the runner home and at least even the score and make sure that we play a bottom half of this 7th inning. Myers misses down and in, and it's a 3-0 count. He was in a 3-0 count back in the 3rd inning, but he had 2 outs and nobody on. He was green lighted at that point. We'll see if he has the green light here. That one hit him off the top of the head, and their bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. And Dutton will come up with a chance to help his own cause in a big, big way, but they're going to have a meeting at the mound first. And we'll see if that is it for Myers. They did this before with bases loaded and 1 out in the 6th inning. They just came out, talked about things, settled it out, and he was able to get those last couple of outs, a pop-up and a fly-out. And this is where managing the teams becomes a struggle, because you know it's not just this game. You have a possibility of another game right after and more baseball to be played tomorrow in this tournament. So you're managing to win this game, but also to maintain as much pitching as possible in reserve for possible future considerations. So Tommy Dutton will dig in. He's 1 for 3. He singled leading off the 6th inning. Saw his shutout erased in the bottom half of the 6th. This one foul and knocked down by Coach Mossy. 5 years ago, he would have had that. Dutton will reset. Myers looks in. Gets the call. Comes to the plate, down and away. 1-1. That one's inside, skips away. Hughesby got a piece of it. Manders thought about it and then thought better of it. And he stays at third base. Now 2-1. Oh, it's 1-2. Myrie reaches out, pokes this to center. The catch is made. Tagging and coming home is Manders. The throw is not in time. A sacrifice fly, and this game is tied. Wasn't too deep, but good speed for Manders, and there was no question he was going to tag and try and score. And that's just the first out of the inning. So Zach Novak with 2 runners still on. The go-ahead run in Mason Myrie standing at second base. Novak 1 for 3. Good-looking pitch from Myers to start him with a strike, 0-1. This one hits solidly into left field. They'll hold Myrie at third base. Second hit of the afternoon for Zach Novak. And they're all loaded up again. Still only 1 away here in the 7th inning for Coon Rapids. And Myrie the go-ahead run now. Just 90 feet away, and Patrick Wright a chance to be the hero, but that's going to be it for Wes Myers, as they will bring in some relief and try and keep this from turning into a deficit. While they warm up a new pitcher, we will take a short break. You're watching American Legion Baseball on CTN. Back at Wintercrest, Nate Kuznia will come in and try and shut the door, but in a tough situation as bases loaded, only 1 out and a good hitter in Patrick Wright at the plate. It's a tie game at 1-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Fastball called a strike, 1-1. Down and away, and Wright was nearly tempted. Wright 1 for 2. Had a single back in the 2nd inning, also hit by a pitch. This one popped up left side of the infield, and therefore it is Patton, and a big second out. That'll bring up Jaden Kopp. Kopp able to get a single in his last at bat. Now an even bigger opportunity here with that go-ahead run just 90 feet away. Facing a new pitcher in Kuznia. First pitch skied down the right field line. This could be in trouble territory, but Smith able to track it down, make the catch, and end the inning. Coon Rapids leaving them loaded for the 2nd inning in a row. And it's tied 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. You're watching American Legion Baseball on CTN. So it all comes down to this bottom of the 7th inning, a 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the order, 2 up for the number 2 seed from St. Francis. They broke the scoreless tie on a Coon Rapids error in the bottom of the 6th. Coon Rapids answered in the top of the 7th. Could have been a much bigger inning, but for the second inning in a row, they left the bases loaded. "12 runners left stranded by Coon Rapids in this ballgame. Aaron Smith, the second baseman, is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Tommy Dutton still going for the Rapids squad, approaching triple digits as he pitches his 7th inning. This one hits solidly on the right side, fielded by Ratzin. The throw to right in plenty of time, and there's one down. The winner will switch fields here at Wintercrest Park and go over to take on the number 5 seed Spring Lake Park. Curveball swung on and missed by Dellis. Dellis with a walk in the third and a strikeout in the 5th. And now up and in, 1-1. Fastball misses low, 2-1. Dutton has looked good, but getting to be a very long outing as he gets into the 7th inning. And I believe this will be his 100th pitch of the afternoon. It's in there for a called strike and a full count to Colin Dellis. That one misses low and a 1-out walk. And now the winning run on base for St. Francis, and they get back to the top of their order. Chase Patton, the shortstop, 0 for 3. Couple that he's sent down the left field line that Mark Manders has shown his range from shortstop and been able to track him down. This one skied on the infield, right side, right is underneath it. He's there for the out, hardly had to move, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Logan Granroth. Granroth with a single in his last at bat, but then was eliminated on a double play by Coon Rapids. Coon Rapids a couple of double plays in the game so far. Now with Dellis at first, 2 gone. Dutton fires high, 1-0. Granroth swings and misses. It's 1-1. Runner is going, pitch is low, the throw is high. Gets all the way out to center field for Myrie, but a stolen base for Dellis gets the winning run into scoring position with 2 away. Dutton can't worry about that runner, just take care of business at the plate. Granroth steps out. This one's skied and back and out of play. Fair amount of room on the right side of the infield with Rotzine trying to hold the runner and Wright protecting the line at first. It could end the ball game. They have one walk-off win in this tournament, but not this time. A big swinging strike three for Granroth, and we're going to play extra innings. We go to the eighth, all tied at 1 between St. Francis and Coon Rapids. You're watching American Legion Tournament Baseball on CTN. Through 7 innings, this one's still yet to be decided. The winner plays in another contest this evening. The loser is done for the year. Garrett Rotzine trying to catch St. Francis napping and bunt his way on to lead off the eighth. That one fouled back and out of play. And now down and away, Nate Kuznia came in with bases loaded and 1 out. Able to get a couple of outs and preserve the 1-1 tie in the 7th. Now working quickly. Wes Myers, who pitched the first 6 1/3 pretty strong, is now out in left field. Curveball, foul and out of play. That one just slowly made its way to the plate. And Kuznia may be fortunate that that one wasn't tattooed. That one left way high, 2-2. A lot of difference, though, in the velocity between his fastball and his curveball, helping keep the batters off balance. And that one down the line just foul. Matt Mossy pleading his case that it hit the chalk, but ruled foul. That might have been extra bases for Rotzine to lead things off. Coon Rapids with bases loaded last 2 innings. This one hits solidly into center. It'll fall in front of Dellis. And a leadoff single for Rotzine. He's on base for the 2nd time this afternoon. And this time representing the go-ahead run. I'll bring up Tyler Donnell. Donnell took over for McCullough in the 6th. Hit a fly ball to left field in his only at-bat so far. Maybe an opportunity for him to release some frustrations. It was his error that led to the 1 St. Francis run. Shows bunt, but takes back for a pitch out off the outside edge, 1-0. Shows bunt again and can't make contact. It's 1-1. Able to bunt this one, but it's foul, and it's 1-2. Just trying to push that go-ahead run into scoring position. Now the bunt out of play. See if he can at least move them along another way. This one down and in. Good stop behind the plate by Hughesby. Make sure that Rotzine doesn't think of getting to second. That one stayed high, and Donnell was tempted, but keeps the bat on his shoulder, and now a full count. Man at first, nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. Down and in, ball 4. Coon Rapids gets the go-ahead run into scoring position with nobody out, and they get themselves back to the top of the order. Mark Manders singled and scored the lone run for Coon Rapids in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. He shows bunt and got a piece of it, but fouls it back. Myrie dropped down a good sacrifice bunt in the 6th inning and then reached on an error. Manders showed it, pulled it back, and then called the strike. It's 0-2. And so now they bunt out of play for Manders as well. Now we're having some discussion as to what the count should be. Umpire called it a strike. It should be 0-2, but he's saying it's 1-1, so maybe he did change his call that it's, no, now it's going to go to 0-2. Pitch down in the dirt, another good stop by Hughesby. Rotzine the runner at second base. Donnell at first. This one fouled back. They'll stay 1-2. Got just a piece of it, but Hughesby able to squeeze it, and that's a huge strikeout for Kuznia. His first since coming on in relief, still 2 on and only 1 out. And now Mason Myrie. Up and in, 1-0. Pitch swung on and missed, 1-1. Had some good late break on it and tied Myrie up a bit. Kuznia kicks and fires up high again. Throw back to second and chase Rotzine back to the bag. Just trying to keep him honest back there. Another pitch up high, 3-1, and Kuznia in danger of giving up his second walk of the inning and moving that go-ahead runner over to third base with only 1 out. And he does just that. And now Zach White in a great spot. Long fly ball will put his team in the lead. And they're going to talk about it on the mound for St. Francis. as Coon Rapids has loaded the bases for the third straight inning. Left the bases loaded in both the 6th and 7th innings. St. Francis hoping they can strand all three again here in the 8th. Zach White, a single back in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd, a fly out to left field in the 5th, and then he was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Big spot for Nate Kuznia here. Infield in for St. Francis. Pitch up high, 1-0. Worst case scenario would be giving up the walk to walk in that go-ahead run. Finds the zone there, 1-1. Interesting to see the middle infielders in on the grass as well, not at double play position. That one up and in. This one hit well down the line to left. It is a fair ball. 1 run scores easily. Donnell comes in as well. A 2-run double by Zach White has Coon Rapids its first lead at 3-1 here in the top of the 8th inning. And that was smoked, and there was no chance for Myers out in left field. Rotzine scored easily. Donnell not far behind. He's got good speed, and Myrie over to 3rd, White at 2nd base with that 2-run double. And now Tommy Dutton, Coon Rapids pitcher, digging in. He had a sacrifice fly his last time up, an opportunity to do the same here with his team already in the lead, 3-1. This one chopped on the right side, scooped up by Roberts, flipped to Kuznia covering for the out. Big second out, no chance for Myrie to try and come home. I'm actually a little surprised that he didn't try with how slowly that ball was hit on the right side and where it was. Made it a tough spot for anybody to try and field it. And now Zach Novak, who is 2 for 4. Hoping to get another knock and pad this lead before going to the bottom half. 7th hitter of the inning for Coon Rapids. 2 out, 2 runners in scoring position. Kuznia delivers up and in. Went up after a high fastball, grounded to short. Patton's throw to Roberts is in time for out number 3, but Coon Rapids gets the big 2-run double from Zach White. They score 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 more. They lead 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th on CTN. Back at Wintercrest, we had no score in this one until the bottom of the 6th inning when St. Francis scored on a Coon Rapids error. Post 334 responded with a run in the top of the 7th. We go into the 8th. Coon Rapids scores a pair in the top half, and now Mark Manders in to try and close it out. Fires a fastball past Aaron Smith, the right fielder. Smith is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a flyout, and he grounded into a double play his last time up. This one grounded through the hole on the right side, a leadoff single. just the start that St. Francis needed. St. Francis, the number 2 seed in this tournament, they struggled with the number 7 seed, Brooklyn Park, in round 1, but got out of that with a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the 7th inning. They got thumped by Fridley. This one hit into right center. There for it is Donnell, and there's one away. They put up 6 runs, but they gave up 15 to a Fridley team that has scored 26 runs in the first 2 rounds of the tournament. And Fridley, the number 3 seed, is one of the last 2 undefeated teams. They will be facing the top-seeded St. Michael's squad after this right here on this field. The winner of this game will switch to the East Field and play against Spring Lake Park for a chance to come back tomorrow. Fastball is in for a strike to Cam Huseby. Huseby 1 for 2 at a walk and a single. Fastball is in there, and Manders ahead, and they count 0-2. Pitchers duel through most of the game. This one grounded to short, scooped up by Ness, played Rotzine in time. The throw across will not be there in time to get Huseby. Nice backhanded grab by Patrick Wright to make sure it didn't get by him. Huseby will be on by fielder's choice, but there's 2 away. And St. Francis is down to their final out, possibly of the year. Wes Myers, who pitched 6 1/3 very strong innings, now trying to keep his team's season alive. Good fastball from Manders to even the count, 1-1. Myers 0 for 1, hit into a line drive into a double play back in the 2nd inning. Then he was hit by a pitch and he walked. This one grounded to first. Wright fields it with his foot on the bag for out number 3. Whoa. Umpire just called that a foul ball. We don't have replay, but Matt Mossy out. He wants an explanation, as that should be ball game, but instead St. Francis still has life. So Myers, another opportunity, now behind in the count, 1-2. Curveball misses outside. Fastball hit well towards center field. It'll get down in front of Myrie, and it'll run past him. Rounding second, going to third is Huseby. He'll be held there, but a double by Myers means the tying run is in scoring position for St. Francis here in the bottom of the 8th inning. After it looked like this ball game was over and Coon Rapids had come from behind to win in extra innings, the call of a foul ball on the grounder to first kept Myers alive, and he lived that second life well. Now the relieving pitcher, Kuznia, who's on the hook for the loss, at the plate trying to keep this game alive. That pitch inside gets away, and both runners are going to advance. It's a 1-run game, and Myers is at third base with the tying run. And Zach White wants to talk to his pitcher, and 2 out, a runner at third base. It is the season at third base for post 6-6-2 out of St. Francis. Fastball swung on and missed. May have gotten a little piece of it, but a lot of velo on that delivery from Mark Manders. Finds the knees, gets ahead, and they count 1-2. And again, St. Francis down to its final strike in this tournament and this season. Goes down and away, not able to tempt him. It's 2-2. This one hit well toward the gap. It will fall. We're tied. An RBI single for Kuznia keeps the season alive for St. Francis. And now he represents the winning run as they rally with 2 outs here. And now Aaron Smith, the younger, fouls it back and out of play. Smith 1 for 2 with a walk. 2 big hits back-to-back for Myers and Kuznia. Have us all tied up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Called third strike on the outside corner ends the inning, but the damage is done. 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 left. We go to the 9th, all tied at 3. You're watching American Legion Tournament Baseball on CTN. We played 8. That's just not enough. St. Francis took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th. Coon Rapids tied it in the top of the 7th. Coon Rapids took a 3-1 lead in the top of the 8th. And the St. Francis squad tied it in the bottom half of the 8th, and so now we play on. Patrick Wright leading off here for post 3-3-4. And 3 curveballs with just no break to him for Kuznia to start, and it's 3-0. Wright 1 for 3, singled in his first at bat. He'll take the 4-pitch walk. Rapids love to get their leadoff man on base. Only drawback here is Wright is not the most fleet of foot on the squad, but a base runner is a base runner. Jaden Kopp 1 for 4 this afternoon. First pitch rolled to short. Patton flips to Smith. The turn is not in time, and he reaches on a fielder's choice. So they get the out, but exchange Wright for the quicker Jaden Kopp. And now Garrett Rothstein. First pitch hit down the left field line. That's in. That's his second hit of the afternoon. So 2 on with 1 out. And now Tyler Donnell. Donnell walked and scored in the 8th. Looking to keep things rolling. First pitch foul and out of play. Coon Rapids with 11 hits in the ballgame, but they have left the bases loaded a couple of times, left a bucket load of base runners throughout the game. base runners left stranded through 8 innings. Kuznia's pitch drilled down the line. A great snag by Roberts on the line drive. He stretches for the bag and turns the unassisted double play. Second time we've seen an unassisted double play in the ballgame, one each way. That one was hit well. Could have put Coon Rapids in the lead again, but instead a great defensive play gives St. Francis a chance in the bottom of the 8th to try and close it out. Or bottom of the 9th. We'll see that right after this on CTN. Back at the ballpark, bottom half of the 9th inning in this American Legion tournament game. Both these teams trying to keep their season alive. Just for reference, they only play 7 innings in American Legion, but a 1-1 tie after 7, a 3-3 tie after 8, got us into the 9th. A strong unassisted double play in the top half kept it a 3-3 game. And now Colin Dellis, the center fielder, leading things off. He's walked twice in 3 plate appearances. Late on that fastball behind in the count 1-2. It's the first time that he has faced Mark Manders, who came on in the 8th. Curveball misses inside. 7 strong innings from the starter, Tommy Dutton. Gave up just 1 run. It was unearned. Fastball misses high and a full count now. Fastball is right there, strike 3, and Dellis hangs his head on his way back to the dugout, but back to the top of the order for St. Francis. And again, this is a team that can put up runs. They scored 12 in their first game in the tournament, 6 in their game yesterday, which was a 15-6 loss, but still they have put up 18 runs in their first 2 games and now held to just 3 here so far. Great looking curveball from Manders to start Chase Patton out 0-1. Patton, the leadoff man, is 0 for 4. He's had a couple of them down the left field line that have just been tracked down well. Foul ball fielded well by the manager, Jake Scardilli. But it's 1-2. This one, skied, will fall just in front of the St. Francis dugout. We'll try again at 1-2. I think Zach White thought that one was going to get out of play. This one tapped out in front of the mound. Manders gets there, throws hard over to right for out number 2. Well, there's a team waiting on the east field for a winner here. There's 2 teams waiting to take this field for the nightcap. If it goes much longer, they may not be able to get a second game in on the east field as it has no lights. Logan Granroth, 1 for 4. Steps in and looks at a pitch down and in, 1-0. This one hit high to short center field. Backing out Business, but Myrie comes in, makes the catch. And St. Francis goes 1-2-3 in the 9th. 9 innings, not enough. We're going to keep playing until we have a winner. The 10th inning of American Legion Baseball is next on CTN. Back at Wintercrest, we will keep playing until there's a winner. That's the nature of the game when it's on the diamond. Top of the order, due up for Coon Rapids in the top of the 10th. Mark Manders looks at a pitch outside. 1-0. Manders 1 for 4 with a walk. He has struck out 3 times, but he singled leading off the 7th inning and scored what was at the time the tying run. Coon Rapids then took a 3-1 lead in the top of the 8th. St. Francis answered with a pair in the bottom half of that inning. Both teams were scoreless in the 9th. And here we are in the 10th. This one skied behind short. Back on it is Patton. He's there for the catch. And that's out number 1. We'll bring up Mason Myrie looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Dropped down a good sacrifice and reached on an error in that 7th inning. He walked in the 8th. Sweeping slider called a strike, 0-1. This one hit high to center field. Waiting on it is Dellis. He's there for out number 2. We went through 5.5 innings before we saw a run. Good pitchers duel between the 2 starters who both had nice outings. Myers for St. Francis went 6 1/3. Dutton for Coon Rapids went 7 full. Zach White at the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. Also hit by a pitch. He had the 2-run double in the 8th. Biggest hit of the ball game for Coon Rapids, no doubt. This one hit hard and deep to left. It could be, it's gone! A solo shot with 2 gone for Zach White. He will give Coon Rapids a lead in extra innings for the 2nd time in this ball game. He has definitely done his part to try and get his team a win and keep their season alive. And there was little doubt off the bat that that one was going to go over the fence. 3rd hit of the ball game. He's been on base 5 out of the 6 times he came up. He's now got 3 RBI in a 4-3 ball game. Tommy Dutton has the only other RBI. He's now replaced in the lineup by Logan Ness. Took over at short starting the 8th inning. Ness's first at bat. Tough to come in the 10th inning for your first at bat. Out in front of that one and taps it foul over toward the home dugout. Although it's the visitors' dugout today. Curveball stays high. It's 3-1. This one hit high to left field, but not very deep. Patton is back, but coming in is Myers. He makes the catch for the out, but the damage done. 1 hit in the inning. It was a solo home run for Zach White. Coon Rapids another chance in extra innings to try and close it out. They lead 4-3 going to the bottom of the 10th on CTN. Back at Wintercrest, and the pressure is on St. Francis once more. They were behind 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th. They found a way to tie. Now down 4-3 in the bottom of the 10th. Big hack from Aaron Smith, the right fielder, comes up empty. Smith is 1 for 4. Manders misses high and away with an off-speed pitch. Manders came on in relief in the 8th. It looked momentarily in that 8th inning like they got the 3rd out, but then ruled a foul ball. And I believe maybe the very next pitch, Wes Myers got a double. Then later scored the tying run. Big swing and a miss for Smith. He was swinging for the fences, trying to tie it with one swing. But he came up empty, and it's 2 for 2, 2-2. This one hit well to right, and he may just tie this run. That one's off the wall. Donnell gets there and gets it back in, but a leadoff double as the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. A good answer to start things, as Aaron Smith didn't miss a solo shot of his own by much. Ethan Roberts with the unassisted double play to end the top of the 9th inning. Wishes he could have that swing back and a pitch in the dirt. Roberts 1 for 3. Walked and scored the first run in that 6th inning. Curveball in for a strike, 0-2. Roberts scoring all the way from first when Hughesby's single to right got past the right fielder Donnell. This one hits solidly to third. The throw from White is over the head of Wright. Turning and coming home is Smith. The game is tied again, and now the winning run is at second base with nobody out. And Zach Novak just had plenty of time and just airmailed it over the head of Wright at first. And now Cam Hughesby, who hit it to right and drove in that first run with the assistance of the first error. Now an opportunity to really be the hero and end the season for Coon Rapids with Roberts, the winning run at second base. This one fouled back and out of play. Curveball swung on and missed, and that was just downright filthy. Hughesby 1 for 3. He walked back in the 2nd inning, had that single in the 6th. That pitch in the dirt, good stop by White. Keeps it in front of him, 2-2. White's had a nice game behind the plate and, of course, a great game at the plate. 2-run double in the 8th and then a solo home run in the 10th. This one foul and will get out of play, and we'll try again at 2-2. But it may be all for naught as a double and an error here to start the bottom half of the 10th inning as St. Francis thinking win. With Roberts at second base, Hughesby fouls another one back and out of play. Nobody out in the inning. That one skips off the ground away from White, and Roberts will dance over to third base. And now the winning run just 90 feet away on the wild pitch. Bottom of the 10th inning, one run already across, and now the winning run is at third base. Nobody out, a full count to Hughesby. He swings and misses. Coon Rapids needed that out. Now they just need two more. Wes Myers had grounded it to first base in the 8th, and it appeared to be out number 3, but then ruled that it was fielded in foul territory. The foul ball meant the game stayed alive, as did the at-bat. Myers then with a double to the right center gap. And then he would later score. What was the tying run that kept this game going? They are going to intentionally walk him to set up a double play. They're going to intentionally walk Kuznia as well. So that they set up a force at every base, because those runs obviously mean absolutely nothing. That'll bring up second baseman Aaron Smith. He's 1 for 3 with a walk, a single back in the 5th inning. He'll get a chance with the bases loaded, and all he has to do is get it past the drawn-in infield to give his team the victory. Pitch is down low, good stop this time by White. And the pressure firmly on the shoulders of the pitcher, Mark Manders, to deliver something that can get him out at the plate. That's just off the outside edge, 2-0. This one rolled up the middle, got underneath the glove of Ness. Roberts comes home from third, and that is a ball game and a season for Coon Rapids. St. Francis able to get past being down 2 in the 8th and 1 in the 10th. They find a way and get themselves the victory, and they will move on to play against Spring Lake Park. And Coon Rapids losing both of their playoff games. This one in tense fashion. It was a great ball game, back and forth, a lot of drama, excitement, but they're just unable to close the door. And St. Francis is going to get out of here with the 5-4 win in 10 innings. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. We want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN for the entire crew, which includes Neil Hennon running the computer and Dave Amy running the camera. I'm Joe Young saying good night.